Welcome. Over the next few minutes, we will show you what's new in Sage 50 Accounting Canadian Edition, Release 2020.0. Sage 50 2020 includes many new features in three key areas: payroll accuracy and compliance, improved user experience, and enhancements for reports. First, let's have a look at the payroll improvements. When configuring an employee, you can now select 27 or 53 pay periods. This is particularly convenient to ensure accurate payroll calculations in years that have 27 or 53 pay periods. You can select the pay period option for each employee in the Employee Record window or in the Setup Guide, which you can access at any time under the Setup menu. Additionally, the pay period starting date has been added by default to the paychecks and direct deposit forms. Now, let's have a look at the many improvements for a better user experience. If you use Sage 50 Premium Accounting, you can now look up sales and purchase orders that have been completed. Prior to this release, this option was only available with Sage 50 Quantum Accounting. This will allow you to have a more streamlined view of all orders that have been completed at the strike of a key. In the Sales and Purchases journals, we have added an option to copy and create a new transaction. This is particularly useful if you would like to reorder items that had been ordered in the past from a vendor, or if you bill a customer for a service they had purchased before. Prior to this release, this feature was limited to sales and purchase orders in Sage 50 Quantum Accounting. You can now use the Copy and Create feature for all transactions in the Sales and Purchases journals. Please note that this feature is now available with Sage 50 Premium Accounting and higher, and you need a service plan that includes the Copy and Create New Transaction option to use this feature. With this release, you can now post transactions in the next calendar year without having to start a new calendar year first. This option is available as long as the transaction remains in the current fiscal year. It can be useful if you ever need to create post-dated checks, for example. With Sage 50 Premium Accounting and higher, if you use categories for your items and services, we have added a category filter in the Update Price Lists window. This addition makes it easier to update your prices for specific categories of items or services. If you have a company logo that you use on Sage forms, such as invoices or quotes, your logo will now be saved in your Sage 50 company database. When moving your Sage 50 database to a new computer, or when working from multiple workstations, you will no longer have to find your company logo and upload it to your company settings. We have also made it easier to make a visual impact by adding your company logo onto your sales quotes and orders on the fly when you create them. We have made some enhancements to invoice payments. As a reminder, invoice payments allow you to send invoices to your customers by email, with the Pay Now button allowing your customers to pay the invoice online by credit card. With this release, if a customer pays an invoice without using the Pay Now button, by sending you a check for example, and if you manually record the receipt, Sage 50 can now update the link in the email and invoice sent to your customer to show that the invoice has already been paid. This saves you time from having to refund the extra payments or communicating to your customers about the additional payment. Finally, we've made some enhancements to reports. Adjustments are now automatically hidden in the customer sales detail, vendor purchases detail, inventory and services transaction detail, and inventory and services sales details. At any time, you can click Show Corrections to include any adjustments in a report. For more details about the 2020.0 release, you can review the What's New PDF document included with your upgrade, as it includes some other resolved issues. You now know what's new in Sage 50 Accounting Release 2020.0. Stay tuned for our next release in December.